My 40 meters, stepdaughter, 21F, is a shitty roommate, but my wife 44F gets upset if I say anything. Too long didn't read. Stepdaughter and her fiance are inconsiderate with our living arrangements, but my wife is afraid to rock the boat. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells and I'm upset about it. Stepdaughter moved back home shortly after COVID started due to issues with her former roommates. I made it clear at the time that while I wasn't eager to have a dog in the house again, I like dogs, but our house is too small. I didn't want her to live in the very toxic situation her roommates created. I built a large bedroom suite in our basement so that she would have a private space when her fiance, M21, returned from deployment. He got back to the States just as I finished the work in the fall, and we set it up like a mini apartment for both of them. While we had some issues crop up last year, I let a lot slide since COVID and legal issues with her previous lease had emotions raw. The one time I did put my foot down was about her having the dog in the living room for extended periods. The dog is large and energetic, and no one else could enjoy the living room without the dog being all over them. That led to a week of emotional backlash because I made her feel unwelcome in the house. I agreed to let wife address further issues to prevent any more blow-ups. The last few months feel like things have gotten progressively worse though. Maybe my patience has worn thin, I'm not sure. Problems include A. They don't clean common areas or wash shared dishes, B. They don't consider others when using major appliances or common areas, and C. The dog is poorly trained and can't be left unsupervised when he's not crated. I feel obligated to add that they don't want to exercise the dog and expect him to stay inactive all day. Tonight the situation is particularly irritating. Stepdaughter and fiance have made social plans for the entire weekend and did not consult us about caring for the dog. They were out late last night, and left when they woke up today to see friends. Dog had been crated in their room for roughly 8 hours when they came home to shower and explained they'd be out all night tonight. The dog started whining as soon as they left, and my wife came to me in tears saying she was going to let him out. I asked my wife to call stepdaughter, but she says that we'll just start a fight. I tried to push the issue saying dog should have gone to a kennel if they are out all weekend, but wife thinks I am fighting with her about it. How can I move forward here? I can't address issues with stepdaughter, and wife just sweeps everything under the rug. I'm sure that there is a mother-daughter dynamic I don't understand, but from my point of view wife is just enabling stepdaughter. I don't have a relationship to address this with her fiance, and frankly, he isn't emotionally mature enough to prioritize responsibility over pleasures. There's even more I'd like to go into, but this post is too long already. I know you have written this to address the problems with your stepdaughter, but I just wanted to say the way the dog is being treated is abusive. It is extremely unfair on the dog to be crated for that long. The dog's behavior would be much better if it had a daily walk, and not walking it every day is very selfish of your stepdaughter. She needs to take better care of her dog, or I would strongly consider calling the animal welfare services in your area. If the dog was rehomed, I feel like it would help solve a lot of your problems. This dog is not getting the care it needs. This breaks my heart. I guess the stepdaughter never had to experience the consequences of her actions because her mother is too afraid to correct or discipline her. Can't upset the princess. Looks like you're going to have to speak up or say nothing and remain miserable. I think you should talk to your stepdaughter if your wife won't, but talk to your wife about it first so you're on the same page. Hopefully you two can approach her as a team. Stay focused on what you want her to do, rather than complaining about what she's done. Keep it real neutral. Say you have expectations of her living there and realized they weren't properly discussed when she got there, and that's your bad, but you'd like to make sure she knows them moving forward. You called the last time you put your foot down a blow-up, so make sure this is done when you're feeling calm and not angry, or her ears will shut and she'll feel attacked. Thank you very much for the phrasing direction. If I can get my wife on the same page, that's going to matter a lot. There's certainly a feminine dynamic involved that is not exactly my area of expertise. As a dog owner, reading this pisses me off. Don't get pets if you won't take care of them. Stepdaughter is too damned immature to own a pet, or be engaged. Ugh, I'm so annoyed on your behalf. I've got suggestions, but if your wife won't back you up or undermines you, nothing will matter. I wouldn't be so sure your SD's former roommates entirely created the toxic situation. Your stepdaughter is irresponsible and entitled. And what are they doing? Going out to socialize all night during a pandemic. If they're socializing, they're endangering both of you. You can try making a list of basic rules. They clean the common areas. They wash their dishes. They walk the dog twice a day. They arrange for dog care. Then you and wife agree and present them as a united front. If they don't agree or don't live up to this, they have 30 days to move. You've nailed it with my wife not backing me up. I may have to insist we go to counseling so we can get on the same page. Just to be completely fair, even if she did cause similar issues with her previous roommates, they escalated things physically and had other major problems. She may not be blameless, but they were nightmares. Thanks for the suggestions. I may reach out to wife's best friend for some support with the enabling issue. My 27 meters, XGF 26F, broke up with me and went no contact. Then came back to reconcile after a week and revealed she slept with someone and has regrets. I have been in a relationship with this girl for 7 years. I moved to another city for her 2 hours away from my family and gave up my apartment. Lockdown and Corona has been hard on us and our relationship was starting to strain. Our relationship has slowly started becoming more and more platonic. Yet we love each other very much. I do admit that the lust from my side has become less strong than earlier in the relationship. I felt sad about it, but for me it was worth it just for being with her and sharing my life with her. 2 weeks ago she broke up with me. She said she felt very sad about it and I was pretty devastated, though I also sort of understood. She said she missed feeling desired. That week I cried myself to sleep every night. I had to move back into my parents', which I don't really like. Last week she said she did want to talk to me and she revealed that she had slept with someone that week and felt terrible about it. She said she regrets and it wants nothing more than to talk with me and sort it out. As soon as she revealed that, my mood switched entirely. It was like I lost my feelings. I feel completely indifferent/stunned and didn't know what to say. Now she keeps sending me messages about how she misses me and all kind of stuff. I don't really know how to handle this. I feel pretty bad and I genuinely felt like we were soulmates. Feel partially responsible for not giving her the attention she desired. She has talked about it before, and I did put in an effort to work on it. If I knew that this would be the result, I might have suggested more drastic measures. Still, for me it doesn't justify what she did in my opinion. I kind of want things to be back to normal, but right now I don't think it can ever be fixed. I can't look at her the same way. The thought that someone else touched her and slept in my bed. I'm also afraid I will always be paranoid whenever she is on her phone. How do I handle my in this situation feelings? I feel betrayed, but I still love and miss her. Too long didn't read. GF of 7 years broke up and went no contact. She then came back to reconcile and said she slept with someone and regrets it immensely. I don't know what to feel or what to do. You tell her I can't ever get over you sleeping with someone else. If you wanted to fix things, you shouldn't have done that. And then you block her number. The relationship is completely dead. Person you love and miss only exists in your memories. There is no going back or undoing what has been done, and the only way is forward. If you try to go back, you will just end up wasting your time chasing something from the past. Go no contact. Be focused somewhere else. She had the other guy picked out already, and once he fucked her and ditched her, she wants you back. Don't fall for her shit and block her. She broke up with you to get laid by someone else and now wants back in. That's not a keeper. She broke up with you so she could tell herself that she's not a cheater. Her new guy gave her the pump and dump treatment. Now she wants her safety net back. Don't reconcile. Dude, you have my sincere sympathies. Was with someone for 8 years and they, without warning, called it quits and slept with our mutual friend a few days later. I was inconsolable for 2 months. That was 4 years ago and it still impacts me. I have no advice except to be smart and not make any rash decisions. Do you bear any responsibility for things falling apart? Sure. But so does she. Did she communicate with you along the way, or did you both just let things fall apart without ever talking about it? If so, is it because neither of you ultimately feels like the other person is your person, or is it simply because you are young and inexperienced? Besides breaking up and then sleeping with that guy, was she a good partner before that? With consistency, was she thoughtful and considerate for you? A lot of people here are going to ask brilliant questions or make hypotheses that I could never think of. That one person's comment about her being pregnant is technically a possibility, and people, as we are finding out, can shock and surprise us with their actions. So take advantage of this thread you have created and read all of it. Pick out the pieces that apply to you, using your best judgment. Please give us an update when you can. My F30 partner, M44, doesn't want me to live with him until I get a job. Title's not the best. We both live in my rented house with our daughter who started school in September. He has his house up for sale and plans to buy one as soon as it sells, next month or so, but he doesn't want me living with him in the new house until I get a job. I worked up until the week before I gave birth but decided to be a stay-at-home parent until she started school. When she was fully at school, 9 AM to 3 PM, is when I planned to get a job to fit around school hours, as my partner works from before she starts till way after she's finished, leaving me to get her there and pick her up. First of all, I didn't realize how hard it would be to find a job that fits around school. I don't know how other parents do it. Secondly, she hasn't been at school since before Christmas due to COVID, and doesn't look like she'll be going back until at least March. So even with sending my CV to every job possible, even if I got an interview, I have zero childcare to even attend, let alone work. I have mentioned about getting a night job, but not only am I uncomfortable with the hours, my partner works all day and doesn't want to come home and look after the house/child too. What can I do? I know the world situation isn't helping, but is there anything more I can do? We have a great relationship and are very happy, but this is something that I feel really isn't in my hands at the moment. Too long didn't read. I need to get a job or we'll end up living separately. Edit, please read my other post for some background info. DNA test confirmed my current partner is her father, not my ex-partner. I am legally classed as a single parent, so housing benefit covers the rent. Partner living with me is an offense. Try to leave as much details out as I'm really risking losing my house if this comes back to me. So your partner won't let you move into the next home he buys, even though he is more than happy to live in the house that you are renting. He is more than happy to have an arrangement where you are watching his child every second you're not working, by finding a job whose hours match school hours. But he's totally unwilling for you to get a job where he would be solely responsible for parenting part of the time. What a goddamn find this one is. Why is working around the child 100% on you? Is he the father of your child? If yes, what is he doing to support you in getting a job? Is he paying for care before and after school? Is he adjusting his hours? Is he taking on any of the learning from home duties? Why are you letting him live with you if he wouldn't be willing to let you live with him? Why doesn't he want you living with him until then? Who exactly is going to keep paying the rent? This sounds off. Is this guy actually your partner, or do you guys just go parent? You'd think that being together and having a relationship and a child, one would assume that you would continue living together in a new house. Unless you guys are just raising a daughter.